Hi, welcome to the first episode of the Young Connect podcast. And today we have a guest speaker, Jin.
Hello, hi everyone.
Jin is a risk validator and he works at a Dutch bank and he moved here a couple of years ago. He lived in France for 7 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he's actually also from China, so China, France, and the Netherlands. Can you tell us about your journey from China to France and to the Netherlands?
sure. So I was born in China in 1994. So I finished all my study including bachelor in China. So in China I studied, the engineering. So how do you call that? Information engineering. And then I was like, I didn't want to stay like in the same country for so long, and I really want to see how the world looks like. So I decided to study in France. Yeah, so I just finished my master in France, and then later I just work there. I met my ex-boyfriend in France. Yeah, 2 years ago, I felt like my life was a bit so boring. It's always the same thing.
Yeah.
And at that time, I received an offer from ING, so that's why I moved to Netherlands.
Oh, nice. And yeah, so you studied information engineering, and then what did you study in France?
I studied quantic optic things like like something about physics, which was
Dang.
super boring.
Dang, and now you're in banking. You
Yeah.
went from physics to banking. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But how did that go? Like how but you also worked in France in banking,
Yeah.
and how did that go? Like
Well, yes, actually, when I was doing my master, I had one, how to say that, a gap year in France. And that time I need to find something related to what I studied, so means like physics. But I just couldn't find anything I like, and I really don't liked, working every day in the laboratory and yeah, like with the nerd. And I was like, sorry. And then I was like, okay, there's an opportunity in a bank. A friend of mine, she has another friend working in a bank, and he just proposed me if I like, I can learn, and I can work in a bank. So that's why I started my first, let's say, internship in a bank. And
oh
since
nice.
then, yeah, I work in this domain.
Right, right. And then it's because of a friend
Yeah,
leaving,
yeah,
offering you this opportunity, and
mm,
then you went into banking. Oh my God.
yeah. This life, huh? You never know what's gonna happen.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And but Jin, you are gay,
Really? Is
right?
that obvious? I thought people don't know that.
Um, yeah, so tell us, how is it to be gay, but also like Chinese,
Chinese
like
gay, yeah.
Chinese gay, have you
Um,
come out to your parents yet?
no, actually, I tried. I mean, I wanted, but then I was like, why I destroy their peaceful life? Like they are having a very nice life in China. They travel time to time. They don't have a lot of work. I call them like every week. I come back to China almost every year. So their life is so nice, They don't
Yeah.
need to know my orientation, sexual orientation.
All right.
Um, yeah, I don't think I want to tell them now.
So you don't want to disturb their peace,
Yeah.
but also, um, yeah, I think you are happy right now like that, right?
Yeah, it's like it's something I think my mom she feels, because I'm not that like straight,
I
and
think she sees it coming somewhere. Is it what you're
well,
saying?
for example, if your son use the same foundation as you and use the same face mask as you do, so I don't think he's straight. So my mom, she kind of know, and I don't really hide it in front of her. But it's just something like we maybe we all know, but we don't want to speak it out.
Yeah,
And it's
right.
like, yeah, I think it's very good for us.
Yeah, to just, okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe at some point in life you'll feel like you might need to speak up about it,
Yeah,
right?
maybe.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Um, yeah. So that is interesting. But we also, Jin and I actually met like 1 year ago, but we were not really like close.
Mm.
But last time we were at an event and we became, or it was more like I proposed to like, let's go to Spain because I'm so depressed.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, it's a good idea. Let's go. So then we went traveling and we talked on the flight and we realized we have the same last name
Yeah.
and
When I booked your ticket,
yeah,
it was like same name.
same name. And also our great grandmothers
Mm.
also had lotus feet before. If you don't know about lotus feet, it's they say like if you're from like a upper class back then
Mm.
you did the food binding, but also the dark side is to not let the wife run away from the husband or the family.
Mm.
But Jin, oops, sorry, but Jin also told me another dark fact, which was
A dark fact.
yeah, why did they do the food binding?
Oh, because like I think that time Chinese men they have a feet fetish. Like they like to like touch it or lick it or look at it when they have, sex.
So they want like a small feet and then, oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
Anyways, interesting fact. I didn't know that, but I am not from China. I am from Suriname. I grew up there and I moved here 4 years ago. So my parents are traditional, but I am so not traditional. I'm not like a normal Chinese.
Yeah.
So he's here to like tell me the truths and the facts about China, and I like
Oh,
that.
by the way, I love China, and Taiwan is part of China. I'm
Stop
serious.
it. No politics here. Oh my god. Um
Just kidding.
what else? And yeah, you said
Hmm.
growing up in China, you were being bullied.
Yeah, like actually it's for a long time, but when you were young, probably you didn't realize that it was a bully. You just feel like people just play with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was very chubby when I was in like since middle school. And in high school, actually, people just laugh at my appearance because I was a good student, very nerdy, a lot of pimples on my face, and I was like super fat. It's just people make jokes with me and just bullied me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it was very dark, but that time I probably didn't really thought that was a bully.
A bully,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel you on that
Mm.
because I used to I used to go to Chinese school and my dad would smoke in the car and I would smell like cigarettes. And then the girls would be like, you stink like cigarettes. And to me, it was like, oh, whatever. My dad is a smoker, you know what? But now that I think about it, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think the society, like not only Chinese, but like the Asian society, like they are like to judge people's appearance, how they dress and how they look like,
Yeah,
the makeup, the bag they use,
yeah,
which nobody cares, I think here.
yeah.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Yeah, so that's why I think this how is it this feeling like I used to feel very and confident about myself.
Hmm.
But I just built it up since I moved to Europe. Like step by step, I just realized that how good I am and how amazing I can be
Yeah,
for some people.
yeah.
So yeah, it's just like a journey for me from a very insecure
Hmm.
chubby boy to
Uh-huh.
now.
Yeah.
I'm amazing, I know.
You are amazing. But you like what was one time that was really bad? The bullying part.
Yeah.
You told me.
Yeah, I still remember it was like end of summer, I think. And it was a PE class, and like I used to just study in the classroom and don't go out. And that time, I have a lot of like girlfriends, and they said, "Jean, let's just play some basketball." So
Mm-hmm.
I went out with them, and
Mm-hmm.
we play on the ground.
Yeah.
Um, And of course, I look ridiculous probably because I'm chubby and I play with girls. I was very girlish,
Mm-hmm.
and a guy was just really like looked like me really seriously and very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and after that, in the evening when I finished the class, in China, in my high school, I finish around 10 o'clock. So we need to take the bus to go to at the time I live in my auntie's house. Um, so this guy just, he just pushed me,
Uh-huh.
and I was just fell on the floor and kicked me with his feet with a group of people, like three, four guys.
Oh my
And
God.
that time I really felt it's like a bully because before it's just they were laughing at me and or judging me or sometimes I was walking in the school
Mm-hmm.
and I just heard some people just look
Mm-hmm.
at him. But that time like when I was falling on the floor I just realized it was a real bully
Yeah.
and I didn't know how to do. I didn't even know should I maybe tell teacher or
Yeah.
anyone. Nobody told me how to do. So I
Yeah.
just cried and yeah.
Oh, poor Jin.
But yeah,
You're
everyone.
you're amazing now.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah.
Um, did you report him?
No, I did. I don't. I felt it's like I don't know why, but when I was student, I felt like it was my fault. I feel like yeah, I really hurt your eyes, or something. Like, like maybe it was my problem. Maybe I shouldn't play the basketball with girls. I didn't even
Oh my
think
God.
about like to report it. But of course, it's happened now. I know how to do. But yeah, I think yeah, people should tell you how to do in
Ye-
Asia, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe more education on
Mm,
how to deal with bullies.
yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible. And when did you realize you are interested in men?
Since forever, I think since when I'm was like maybe even 5, 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Actually I didn't know that it's a group of people. I don't know it's called gay or homosexual, but I knew actually that I when I read the fable like the stories
Yeah.
for children, I really wanted to be princess and I wanted to meet a handsome prince.
Oh.
And I felt very bad because I thought I was the only person
Mm-hmm.
like that in the world.
Yeah.
And that time there, of course, the internet was not like now. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have smartphone, and well, I was in China, so the community is very small, and
Yeah.
there's no one like me in the school. Until high school, yeah. One day I went to the toilet in the school, and there's someone, like writing on the wall,
Yeah.
the shelter, yeah,
I-
the, how to call it
The
the
stalls.
stall.
Yeah. Yeah, the
They
stalls.
write like, yeah, if you want to make friends, if you want to have some fun, you can just call me.
Yeah.
And that time I have a small Nokia from my mom, and I really called him, but this guy replied and say hi. And I just directly just hung out. I was like, "Oh my God, it's horrible." I was not, but at least that time I was certain that I was not the only person in the world who likes guys,
Yeah.
who like guys. Yeah, and for me it's a big thing that I know I'm not.
The only one.
Yeah, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh. How old were you back then?
I think 15, 16.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
young. Yeah.
I think also that's why all these LGBT things make sense because you feel like you're not alone and
Yeah.
people fight for you, fight with you, which is very important.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you feel lonely from when you were like younger to like teenager, like feel like you're like an alien, like feeling
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, I felt like I always felt in love with fall in love with my
Yeah.
friends, like guys.
Oh.
And I of course they will just like ignored or just felt very disgusting, like why
Mm-hmm.
my friend wants to kiss me or things like that,
Uh-huh.
or write poem, or write letters for that.
Yeah.
But I was super lonely, I can say, and also, when you were in high school or middle school,
Mm-hmm.
people usually have some like a girlfriend or boyfriend they date,
Yeah.
but I just couldn't do it because I I also have this insecure issue with my
Yeah.
appearance, so I couldn't do that, and I
Yeah.
felt very bad.
Right.
Yeah, people also they don't want to make friends with me.
Because
Because you look horrible and you may fall in love with me, you know. So that is very sad, yeah.
yeah, like yeah, that's sad.
Mm.
I'm so sorry it happened to you.
No,
But
so I mean, for me, it's an experience, right?
yeah.
Like now I become super strong,
Yeah.
but I don't consider it like a trauma. I really appreciate that I didn't, I got over of this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, yeah, I didn't have any trauma. I didn't feel bad. I'm very confident now,
Yeah.
so I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
look at you. But other people may still be stuck in that
Yeah.
dynamic, and you know, there's hope out there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now if I see there's like any bully happened in my office, in
Mm-hmm.
work, you know, or in school or with my family, I will directly point it out and I will just help them.
Yeah.
Because for me now I have zero tolerance about bully. Now I can
Zero.
help. I will just do it. When I needed, nobody helped me,
Yeah.
even teacher, but now I could help other people.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing.
Definitely.
Mm.
You have that instinct of I didn't have anyone when I was struggling with it,
Yeah.
so I want to be that person for someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. So, Jin and I have quite a rich family history. Like it's really nice to know about it. My grandma is from the northern side of China, and she would tell me her mom had like everything, the house. They had like 7 or 8 kids.
Mm.
She had a husband, so they were like happy. And then came like you said they're like they own the ground,
Yeah.
so they came and confiscated what my great grandmother had, and then they basically put them out. So 7 or 8 children, you know, with your whole family on the streets, and she also had like that lotus feet, and she couldn't survive.
Yeah.
She, in the end, I assume she died from bronchitis. My grandma was very young, maybe like 6, and she was at school, and then they called her over, like, your mother has died, so you should return home. And yeah, that was like kind of sad to learn about
Mm.
it. And you also have like a family history that is also like very nice.
Yeah, well, nice.
Yeah,
Very, very interesting, I think.
tragic.
Tragic.
Yeah.
Actually, it's from my grandma's side, from my dad's side.
Hmm.
So as I told you, my great grandma, she has small lotus face,
Yeah.
and they are living in Harbin, like no, very north of China.
Yeah.
In the northeast region of China.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were like kind of had a very nice life. They have a big house, and my great grandfather, he was a tailor, so
Yeah.
he made like that time China Manchuria was like colonized by Japanese, so he made the like suit and dress for Japanese. So he had a lot of money, and he married with my great grandmother, and they have 3 children. However, like when Japanese left China at that time, like they consider him as like a traitor,
Yeah.
and he in the end he was just suicide. Yeah, he was just dead, and the same situation as you. But like my great grandmother, she has no way to survive because
Yeah.
she couldn't work and she doesn't know anything. She doesn't know even how to read.
Yeah.
All right, and then she had a brother which lived in a little bit south part of Montreal.
Yeah.
So she just took 3 children and moved to his place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very yeah.
The southern part of China is a bit rough, like rougher than the northern side.
Yeah.
My grandmother also moved from the northern side to the southern side, and she was like, "Oh, you have to work so hard, and they don't appreciate you. You have to like cut wood while in the northern side they're like in the house,
Yeah.
like making clothes or whatever, you
Hmm.
know. One second. Okay. Yeah.
That's true. And also, I think that time North was much richer, and you have a lot of things to eat. You have a lot of ground, but in the South, like they have, I think people are a bit poor.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Um, what else? Yeah, so you mentioned that you were such a good boy, you know, like
Yeah, always, always am.
the smart student,
Yeah,
you know, like good boy uh to your parents.
first family, you
Yes,
know.
family. And w when did you realize like what you studied is actually not really what you wanted?
Um, I think, when I was in high school, the future for me is very uncertain. You don't know what are going to do. You don't know what is mechanic. You don't know what is information engineering.
Yeah.
For you, just a name.
Yeah.
But when I studied, I realized that I cannot fit in with the environment. Um, People are so different, uh, at least like mentally. I'm very open. I like to think a lot. I like to write down
Hmm.
things. I write poem, articles.
Hmm.
But people around me, they just like very nerdy.
Yeah.
And I realized I couldn't fit in, but I had to because I have to get my diplomas and etc. I have to have a nice future.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I still made it. I still studied and I have my diplomas. I studied language. I studied French. I went to France. It was hard, but yeah. Um, but then I was like, it's okay that what you are doing for a living is
Hmm.
not your hobby. I kind of accepted this
Yeah.
since a while, yeah, since few years.
Yeah.
And I still write things. I still do my stuff. Yeah, but I don't hate my job, but I just don't enjoy working, which is
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't enjoy the
Hmm.
9 to 5. Let's be honest. I don't think you're the only one.
Hmm.
But you said like it was too late for you to study. What was it?
How do you call it in English?
Der
Dermatologist.
dermatology.
Dermatology.
Yes,
Dermatology.
dermatology.
Because as you can see, I really like skincare. I like perfume. I like everything for skin, everything for hair, like everything related to beauty. I love it. So yeah, at some point I was like, why don't just study it? But I don't know. I'm a bit afraid, to change my career now. I'm
Yeah,
almost 30.
yeah,
So I was like, yeah, it's maybe too risky for me.
yeah, yeah. A4, die hond doet een beetje... Nee joh, waarom ben je zo dramatisch? Hij zoekt naar eten. Kom. Ik weet niet naar wat hij zoekt, maar hij huilt, hij huilt. En het irriteert me een beetje. Toch, want dan hoor je op de achtergrond. Want A4, dan moet je heel even dit fixen. Kom. Oh. Okay. What else? You wanna cover your love life and then finish that, or?
You just talk. We can just don't have pressure.
Yeah, but I don't know what else to talk about.
We can talk about like being gay in China, or like my what's difference, what is the why I moved and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so why did you move from China to France? And you also studied French?
Yeah.
He's really good in French.
Yeah, a bit better than English, I hope.
Wow.
Yeah, why? Actually, was a really good question. I sometimes I ask myself that why I like choose France,
Hmm.
like there are so many options. But I think the trigger was like I watch a lot of movies and a lot of novels that time, and most of them are like made in France. And I was like, hmm, what this country is like in real, you know. I have a
Yeah.
lot of fantasies about this
Yeah.
country, and I sometimes consider myself very French, like inside. Yeah, so yeah, that's the reason. I think also France is much cheaper comparing with UK and US. That's why the last year of my university I studied French, and then I passed exams. I went to France to study. Was really nice actually. France is not exactly as I thought, of course. For example, it's very dirty and people are not that friendly. Uh, but you know, at some point you just you see the positive side, and those the fault of the country, of Paris, of the city, I kind of ignored,
Yeah.
and I felt kind of happy living in France.
Yeah.
But just after 7 years, you realize that your life is not changing anymore. Your friends are also always the same.
Yeah.
I just couldn't breathe. You know, I really want to change air.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really appreciate that during COVID, I moved to Holland, and it might be a trigger, but after that, I just, as long as I moved here, I broke up with my ex-boyfriend. I was I used almost 1 year to recover everything. Uh, but now if I think about it, it may be a good thing to
Yeah.
get rid of it.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. 7 years. And how long was your relationship?
6 years.
Oof.
It's like actually it's very funny how we met. Like we met on a application for
Yeah.
gay people, and we met each other, and I stayed at his place for 1 day, and he stayed at my place for the second day. But that time I was living in a very horrible place.
Yeah.
Like I shared a house with 20 people.
20.
Yeah, it's like a villa, and the owner they are Malaysian, and they split by very small rooms, and they run to Chinese or Malaysian, Asian, anyways. And that time you couldn't afford anything, so you
Yeah.
had to live there.
Yeah.
And so he went to my place and he said, "Yeah, it's horrible your place," and said, "Do you want to move to my place the third day?"
Uh-huh.
So I took my suitcases. I had only two suitcases. I just moved to his place, and since that, yeah, it's 6 years.
My God, 6 years and now
Yeah,
it's down the drain.
yeah.
Must hurt, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it took some time, but we had some issues in our relationship. We both grew up. We have seen different things. He worked in a fashion, you know, he's also a tailor, as
Yeah.
my
Great
great
grandparent.
grandparents.
Yeah.
But I think we are still like friends. We still talk to each other sometimes. But of course, without no emotion, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't feel that I lost him, but we just change the way of being.
Yeah. Yeah. You just still have the memories
Yeah.
and yeah. 1 second. What else? How was how was the feeling of, like being gay and then go to France and then, like from China you were like closed and then you go to another
Yeah.
country where you could like be freely yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think like Chinese people are very close or conservative in homosexuality. Like it's kind of I mean something accepted by most of the people.
Yeah.
Maybe people don't usually come out to their family. But yeah, if you look at TikTok or YouTube, like yeah, I think it's kind of not popular, but it's not forbidden in China.
Yeah.
However, I think people, the mind is very different. Like how people think, how people treat you as a partner is very different in China and in Europe, I think.
Yeah.
In China, it's more like, I'll say just most of people, they just play around and they don't really take seriously. And I mean, not everyone will take you and to back home and show you to their parents. But in Europe, most of people I met, of course, they also play around. It's very normal. But if you are with them, if you are in a relationship, they are very proud to show it to parents.
Hmm.
Um, so I felt like very nice, very warm also to be accepted by the family of my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Although now I cannot show them to my family, but I really want to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the end, you want to
I
have
really
that.
want. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And but also, yeah, you and your ex-boyfriend, you met his family, you saw them every Christmas.
Yeah.
So you also mentioned that you guys almost got married.
Yeah, like just the last year, when I received the offer from
The bank?
the bank,
Yeah.
um, he was like, "Oh, maybe you will leave France for a while, so why we just don't get married?"
Uh-huh.
And of course, after 6 years, I said, "Okay, why not?" We even went together to choose the ring, etc. But and after that, we actually had a trip to Sicilia
Mm-hmm.
in Italy. But yeah, I maybe we just realized we're not made to get married. We were not ready, or we are, I don't know, we may not be the right person to be together for the rest of the life. So he said maybe, yeah, we should think about it and we should stop our relationship, which was a very wise decision if I look at now.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh yeah. It was, like I think in the life, the whole life, you're gonna have several moments
Mm-hmm.
that you were not very certain about it. You do it or you don't do it, but you cannot control it. It's just life. It's your destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys decided to break up.
Yeah.
And how was it to leave Paris behind and that relationship behind and be like, I'm gonna start this new life?
Yeah, in Holland. That was during COVID, 2021. When I came here, was still a little bit locked down, like the restaurant
Hmm.
cannot open after 10 or 9, something like
Yeah.
that. And the weather, of course, was so shitty. It was like in November. Um, yeah, and also, the time you need to find an apartment. So
Hmm.
ING provided a hotel for 2 months.
Oh, nice.
But I mean, still, you need to find an apartment and you don't speak Dutch. So a lot of things make me very stressed. I also broke up, work, new environment, everything. Yeah, so I think at the beginning was a bit tough. I was really depressed for a while,
Hmm.
and yeah, I think the after that summer came and I just to start to make friends and new
Hmm.
other people,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think I just got it over, with
Yeah.
some time.
Yeah.
Mm.
And also how you said that you guys met, you and your ex-boyfriend met, and then yeah.
Yeah, I came to Paris several times for, I had apartment at the time, so I dealt with it like
Hmm.
for several times. Also, I came back sometimes to meet friends. We met, but there's like no feelings. It's just you just felt very sorry for what you have done because of course you have maybe some mistakes and that you didn't do on purpose, but now you just regret and just want to say sorry, and you only want to keep the good moments in life,
Yeah.
your journey together, your life together. So yeah, I still appreciate life. Still appreciate that my previous relationship, which builds very much my character now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
He also taught you how to dress yourself.
Yeah.
So thanks to him, you know how
Thanks
to
to
dress.
him, yeah. Because like that time, when I first arrived in France, I like mix a lot of colors, and I didn't know, I have no sense about fashion. And then yeah, he worked in Dior at the time,
Hmm.
and he just taught me how to dress,
Hmm.
what should I avoid, what I should do. Um, yeah, I think thanks to him, I learned a lot of things. Hope he also learned something from me, the intelligence, for example, and yeah. But I think it's a very good souvenir, like memory for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
very nice experience. I don't regret to have been with him.
Yeah, yeah. And then you cried when you left him because that
Yeah,
feeling, yeah.
that's is like it's more like it's like you lost something. You say goodbye to part of your life. It's
Yeah.
not because you still love him and you couldn't be with him, but it's like you lost you lost something,
Yeah.
and you were never able to find it again.
Yeah. That is so true.
I always have this feeling, even sometimes I move from one apartment to another.
Uh-huh.
I know this maybe I can come back, but I will never do it.
Yeah.
It's the same feeling.
Right.
Mm.
It's like you say goodbye to something that you don't think you will ever see again or have
Yeah.
that feeling again.
Yeah, it's like you will never have a right reason to do so. Like you, of course, I can go back and talk to him, have a dinner with him. It's fine, but you have no more the reason to do that.
Oh, yeah, true, true. Tell us about your current boyfriend.
Yeah, I think, for me, he's a really a great person. I'm very lucky to have him in my life. We have been together for like 1 year almost, and I enjoy every moment being with him. So at the beginning, we just met on Tinder, I think. Yeah, and we just talked, and I just had a crush on him. He's just so nice. For me, he's like, he gives me so much um, safety, security, or everything. Like every morning, he just kiss me and say, "I love you, and you are amazing." And what else can I have? Like it's just a dream boyfriend, like so
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he also makes coffee for you every
Oh
morning?
yeah. Every morning he made coffee for me, and yeah, I mean I don't even drink coffee if he's not there. Like he's just spoiled me like a baby, and I also want to spoil him.
Yeah,
And it's like I think it's the healthiest relationship in my life, and I really really appreciate. Uh, yeah, I'm so lucky.
you really deserve that. Yeah, yeah. I'm so happy
Thank you.
for you.
Thank you.
Oh, I also want a boyfriend like that. Wink, wink.
Yeah, call her maybe.
Yeah, because I know you in such a short time, but like it's so nice to know you. You love opera and your French songs. You can even
Yeah.
sing in French,
So
like
yeah.
I'm so
So
jealous.
bourgeois, like it's I like things people say, oh my God, you like that. You like, I like the some like very weird French movies,
Uh-huh.
very tourist French novels.
Uh-huh.
Um I like opera, but people's like, yeah, it's so like so fake. Why you like that? But I
Uh-huh.
really enjoy it. Like
Yeah.
I'm not faking it. And my boyfriend now he's also making opera, and I really feel it is a very very good thing to do and to share. I'm also sometimes thinking about what kind of opera he can make. Yeah, it's like something that I couldn't do or I didn't have chance to do, but now with him I can still participate.
Yeah.
This is very, very nice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like beautiful things in general, and I think the beauty should be very unique.
Yes.
So that's why I like these kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I also like when I was younger, I asked my mom, begged her like, "Oh, send me to piano lesson." Just
Mm,
like, "No, you're asking too much." I'm always asking too much. So,
yeah.
but also for me, it was also like it's still a dream for me to have a boyfriend or a husband who can play the
Play
piano.
piano.
If not, I'm gonna get so rich and I'm gonna hire this guy who's gonna play the piano for me while I'm having my dinner alone
Are you
because
when you poop?
yes,
Play.
whatever. Because why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, but you are so lucky to have this piano boyfriend, you know,
Yeah.
and who loves you and adores you. And
Yeah, I
yeah.
can really not ask more. Like I feel very lucky ha to have someone in my life like that.
Yeah,
Mm,
definitely. Oh, so healthy.
yeah,
Yes.
I know.
Oh, you really deserve it.
Thank you.
Yes.
You will find the right one soon. Mm-hmm.
No, no, just kidding.
Wink, wink.
I'm good like this.
Yeah.
I'm working on myself. It's all right.
Yeah, you're. I think I mean, you are way too young. You know, like you need some time to build your own character,
Mm-hmm.
to know what you want. You know,
Yeah.
so you have time. Just enjoy.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. What do you wanna tell the people out there? You know, like people who are lost or they don't know what they want to do or they think it's
Mm,
almost the end of the world, you know, like
yeah.
what?
Sometimes, life can be really depressing, especially if you live in Holland.
Uh-huh.
You feel every day is end of the world when it's so windy or rainy. You're just like, I don't want to live anymore.
Yeah.
Uh, actually, during our trip to Malaga,
Yeah.
you feel life is so different, right? Like you
Yeah.
don't want to suicide anymore. Like everything
No.
is so good.
Yeah.
But it can happen that people get lost in their life. They don't like the surroundings. They don't like what they are doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say just just continue to do what you believe. Just do the right thing that you believe,
Yeah.
and things gonna happen. It's like love will not appear if you are not ready,
Yeah.
and you should build first yourself
Yeah.
and take a lot of time and don't expect anything that will just arrive naturally.
Yeah.
Just do your own thing.
Yeah. And work on yourselves.
Work on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like me. Yeah. It's hard, but you will get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, if
It's
you believe so.
yeah, if you do believe in yourself and
Hmm.
encourage yourself and find that purpose and then yeah, it will get better. I promise it will get better. Yeah.
Yes.
So that was it. Thank you for coming on such a short notice because I have a lot of guests on the list, but Dutch schedules are so packed and it's so hard to get them or match with my timing. But thank you, really.
Welcome anytime. It's not like I have a very busy life, like I can make it for you. You're a good friend and you're worth it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.